Alicante, or Alacant, both official names, is a city and port in Spain on the Costa Blanca, the capital of the province of Alicante and of the comarca of Alicante, in the south of the Valencian Community. It is also a historic Mediterranean port. The population of the city of Alicante proper was 334,329, estimated as of 2011, ranking as the second largest Valencian city. Including nearby municipalities, the Alicante conurbation had 462,281 residents. The population of the metropolitan area was 771,061 as of 2011 estimates, ranking as the eighth largest metropolitan area of Spain. History. The area around Alicante has been inhabited for over 7,000 years. The first tribes of hunter-gatherers moved down gradually from Central Europe between 5000 and 3000 BC. Some of the earliest settlements were made on the slopes of Mount Benacantil. By 1000 BC, Greek and Phoenician traders had begun to visit the eastern coast of Spain, establishing small trading ports and introducing the native Iberian tribes to the alphabet, iron and the pottery wheel. By the 3rd century BC, the rival armies of Carthage and Rome began to invade and fight for control of the Iberian Peninsula. The Carthaginian general Hamilcar Barca established the fortified settlement of Acre, where Alicante stands today. Although the Carthaginians conquered much of the land around Alicante, the Romans would eventually rule Hispania Tarraconensis for over 700 years. By the 5th century AD, Rome was in decline and the Roman predecessor town of Alicante, known as Lucentum, was more or less under the control of the Visigothic warlord Eudaima. However, neither the Romans nor the Goths put up much resistance to the Arab conquest of Medina Alacant in the 8th century. The Moors ruled southern and eastern Spain until the 13th century Reconquista. Alicante was finally taken in 1246 by the Castilian king Alfonso X, but it passed soon and definitively to the Kingdom of Valencia in 1298 with King James II of Aragon. It gained the status of royal village with representation in the medieval Valencian parliament. After several decades of being the battlefield where the Kingdom of Castile and the Crown of Aragon clashed, Alicante became a major Mediterranean trading station exporting rice, wine, olive oil, oranges and wool. But between 1609 and 1614 King Felipe III expelled thousands of Moriscos who had remained in Valencia after the Reconquista, due to their cooperation with Barbary pirates who continually attacked coastal cities and caused much harm to trade. This act cost the region dearly. With so many skilled artisans and agricultural laborers gone, the feudal nobility found itself sliding into bankruptcy. Things got worse in the early 18th century. After the War of Spanish Succession, Alicante went into a long, slow decline, surviving through the 18th and 19th centuries by making shoes and growing agricultural produce such as oranges and almonds, and thanks to its fisheries. The end of the 19th century witnessed a sharp recovery of the local economy with increasing international trade and the growth of the city harbour leading to increased exports of several products. During the early 20th century, Alicante was a minor capital that enjoyed the benefit of Spain's neutrality during World War I, and that provided new opportunities for the local industry and agriculture. The Rif War in the 1920s saw numerous Alicantinos drafted to fight in the long and bloody campaigns in the former Spanish protectorate against the Rif rebels. The political unrest of the late 1920s led to the victory of Republican candidates in local council elections throughout the country, and the abdication of King Alfonso XIII. The proclamation of the Second Spanish Republic was much celebrated in the city on April 14, 1931. The Spanish Civil War broke out on July 17, 1936. Alicante was the last city loyal to the Republican government to be occupied by dictator Franco's troops on April 1, 1939, and its harbour saw the last Republican government officials fleeing the country. Vicious air bombings were targeted on Alicante during the 3 years of civil conflict, most notably the bombing by the Italian Aviation Legion area of the Mercado de Abastos in May 25, 1938, in which more than 300 civilians perished. The next 20 years under Franco's dictatorship were difficult for Alicante, as they were for the entire country. However, The late 1950s and early 1960s saw the onset of a lasting transformation of the city by the tourist industry. Large buildings and complexes rose in nearby Albufeta and Playa de San Juan, with the benign climate being the biggest draw to attract prospective buyers and tourists who kept the hotels reasonably busy. New construction benefited the whole economy, as the development of the tourism sector also spawned new businesses such as restaurants, bars and other tourist-oriented enterprises. Also, the old airfield at Rabasa was closed and air traffic moved to the new Alacant airport, which made a more convenient and modern facility for charter flights bringing tourists from northern European countries. When dictator Franco died in 1975, his successor Juan Carlos I played his part as the living symbol of the transition of Spain to a democratic constitutional monarchy. The governments of regional communities were given constitutional status as nationalities, and their governments were given more autonomy, including that of the Valencian region, the Generalitat Valenciana. The port of Alicante has been reinventing itself since the industrial decline the city suffered in the 1980s. In recent years, the Port Authority has established it as one of the most important ports in Spain for cruises, with 72 calls to port made by cruise ships in 2007 bringing some 80,000 passengers and 30,000 crew to the city each year. The moves to develop the port for more tourism have been welcomed by the city and its residents, but the latest plans to develop an industrial estate in the port have caused great controversy. Naming: the name of the city echoes the Arabic name Alacant or alaîkante, which in turn reflects the Latin lucentum. Economy. Until the global recession which started in 2008, Alacantí was one of the fastest-growing cities in Spain. The boom depended partly on tourism directed to the beaches of the Costa Blanca and particularly on the second residence construction boom which started in the 1960s and revived again by the late 1990s. Services and public administration also play a major role in the city's economy. The construction boom has raised many environmental concerns and both the local autonomous government and city council are under scrutiny by the European Union. The construction surge was the subject of hot debates among politicians and citizens alike. The latest of many public battles concerns the plans of the Port Authority of Alicante to construct an industrial estate on reclaimed land in front of the city's coastal strip, in breach of local, national and European regulations. The city serves as the headquarters of the European Union's Office for Harmonization in the Internal Market and a sizable population of European public workers live there. The campus of the University of Alicante lies in San Vicente del Raspeig, bordering the city of Alicante to the north. More than 27,000 students attend the university. Since 2005 Ciudad de la Luz, one of the largest film studios in Europe, has had its base in Alicante. The studio has shot Spanish and international movies such as Asterix at the Olympic Games by Fra copyright Dow copyright Rick Forrestier and Thomas Langmorn, Monolith by Menno Majors. Population. The official population of Alicante in 2011 was 334,329 inhabitants and 771,061 in the metropolitan area Alicante Elche. About 15% of the population is foreign, most of them immigrants from Argentina, Ecuador, United Kingdom and Colombia who have arrived in the previous 20 years. There are also immigrants from other countries such as Romania, Russia, Ukraine and Morocco, many of whom are under illegal alien status and therefore are not accounted for in official population figures. The real percentage of foreign residents is higher, since the Alicante metropolitan area is home to many Northern European retirees who were officially still residents of their own countries. In the same pattern, a sizable number of permanent residents are Spanish nationals who officially still live in Madrid, the Basque provinces, or other areas of the country. Government. Sonia Castillo Ramos is the mayor of the city. She was elected for the post in an extraordinary plenary of the Alicante City Council on September 17, 2008, following the resignation of Luis da Alzaperi. She is the first woman ever to occupy this position. In the latest municipal elections of May 2011, Sonia Castillo of the People's Party won the elections with an absolute majority, larger than the one the former mayor had, while the opposition lost some of their popular support. At the foot of the main staircase of the City Hall building is the 0 point, used as a point of reference for measuring the height above or below sea level of any point in Spain, due to the marginal tidal variations of the Mediterranean Sea in Alicante. Climate. Alicante enjoys mild winter temperatures, warm to hot summers, and little rain concentrated in equinoctial periods. Scientists tend to classify the climate of Alicante region according to Car paragraph PPEN climate classification as semi-arid. On average, the temperature ranges between 17.0 AA degrees Celsius and 6.3 AA degrees Celsius in January and between 30.8 AA degrees Celsius and 21.2 AA degrees Celsius in August, with an average annual temperature of 18.3 AA degrees Celsius. Daily oscillations in temperature are very small due to the influence of the sea, although occasional periods of westerly wind can result in temperature ranges in excess of 15 AA degrees Celsius. Annual oscillations in temperature are also small, meaning that winters are mild and summers are warm. The average amount of rainfall is 311 mm per year. September and October are the wettest months due to torrential rain caused by the cold drop, which can reach over 200 mm in a single 24-hour period, causing severe flooding. Because of this irregularity, only 37 rainy days are observed on average per year, and the annual number of sunshine hours is 2,850. The record maximum temperature of 41.4 AA degrees Celsius was observed in Alicante on July 4, 1994. The record minimum temperature of a 4.6 AA degrees Celsius was registered on February 12, 1956. The worst flooding in modern history occurred on September 30, 1997, when 270.2 mm of rainfall fell within 6 hours. Transport. Alicante Airport outranks its Valencian counterpart, being among the busiest airports in Spain after Madrid, Barcelona, Palma de Mallorca and Malaga. It is connected with Madrid and Barcelona by frequent Iberia and Vueling flights, and with many Western European cities through carriers such as Ryanair, EasyJet, Air Berlin, Monarch Airlines, and Jet2.com. There are also regular flights to Algeria and Russia. Alicante railway station is used by Cercaina as linking Alicante with suburbs and Murcia. Long-range ENFE trains run frequently to Madrid, Barcelona, and Valencia. Alicante tram connects the city with outlying settlements along Costa Blanca. As of 2011, electric tram trains run up to Benidorm, and diesel trains go further to Dar Copyright near. The city has regular ferry services to the Balearic Islands and Algeria. The city is strongly fortified, with a spacious harbour. Main sites. Amongst the most notable features of the city are the Castle of Santa Barbara, which sits high above the city, and the port of Alicante. The latter was the subject of bitter controversy in 2006–2007 as residents battled, successfully, to keep it from being changed into an industrial estate. The Santa Barbara Castle is situated on Mount Benacantil, overlooking the city. The tower at the top is the oldest part of the castle, while part of the lowest zone and the walls were constructed later in the 18th century. The promenade Esplanada de Espar ±, lined by palm trees, is paved with 6.5 million marble floor tiles, creating a wavy form, and is one of the most lovely promenades in Spain. The promenade extends from the port of Alicante to the Gran Via and ends at the famous statue of Mark Hirsch. For the people of Alicante, the promenade is the meeting place for the traditional Spanish paseo, or stroll along the waterfront in the evenings, and a venue for outdoor musical concerts. At the end of the promenade is a monument by the artist Paul ± of the 19th century. Barrio de la Santa Cruz is a colorful quarter of the old city, situated on the southwest of Santa Barbara Castle. Its small houses climb up the hill leading to the walls and the castle, through narrow streets decorated with flags and tubs of flowers. Ruta Park is situated on the foothills of Mount Benacantil, on the way to the castle. It runs from the Santa Barbara Castle down to the old part of Alicante and consists of several levels, routes, decks and rest stops which offer a panoramic view overlooking the city. El Palmeral Park is one of the favorite parks of Alicante's citizens. It includes walking trails, children's playgrounds, ponds and brooks, picnic tables and an auditorium for concerts. Just a few kilometers from Alicante on the Mediterranean Sea lies Tabica Island. What was once a haven for Barbary pirates is now a beautiful tourist attraction. Other sites include Basilica of Santa Maria, built in Gothic style over the former main mosque. Other features include the high altar, in Rococo style, and the portal, in Baroque style, both from the 18th century. Co-Cathedral of St. Nicholas of Bari, also built over a mosque. It is the main church of Alicante and the bishop's seat. Monastery of Santa Faz, located 5 kilometers outside the city, in Baroque style. Defense towers of the Huerta de Alicante, built to defend against the Barbary pirates. Today some 20 towers are still extant. Baroque Casa de la Sagrada, the most ancient civil building in the city today. It is home to the Museum of Contemporary Art of Alicante. Casa Consistorial de Alicante, also in Baroque style. Convent of the Carne Niegas de San Agustín. Gravina Palace, nowadays hosting Gravina Museum of Fine Arts. Castle of San Fernando. There are a dozen museums in Alicante. On exhibition at the Archaeological Museum of Alicante are local artifacts dating from 100,000 years ago till the early 20th century. The collection is divided into different rooms representing 3 divisions of archaeological methodology: ground, urban and underwater archaeology, with dioramas, audio-visual and interactive zones. The Archaeological Museum won the European Museum of the Year award in 2004. Gravina Museum of Fine Arts presents a number of paintings and sculptures from the 16th century to 19th century. Asagarada Museum of Contemporary Art houses a major collection of 20th century art, composed mainly of works donated by Eusebio Semper. Festivals. The most important festival, the Bonfires of St. John, takes place during the summer solstice. This is followed a week later by 7 nights of firework and pyrotechnic contests between companies on the urban beach Playa del Posteguet. Another well-known festival is Moros y Christians in Altozano or San Blas district. Overall, the city boasts a year-round nightlife for the enjoyment of tourists, fun-loving residents, and a large student population of the University of Alicante. The nightlife social scene tends to shift to nearby Playa de San Juan during the summer months. Every summer in Alicante, a 2-month-long program of music, theatre and dance is staged in the Paseo del Puerto. Sport. The 2 established Alicante football teams are Ha Copyright RCULESCF, which competes in the Spanish Segunda División Cubden, and Alicante CF, which plays in Tercera División Cubden. Ha Copyright RCULESCF hosts their home games at Estadio José Copyright Rico Pa Copyright Res. Alicante CF plays at Campo Municipal de Villafranqueza. Basketball club Lucentum Alicante participates in the Spanish Basketball League. It plays at the Centro de Tecnificación Cubden de Alicante. Alicante serves as headquarters and the starting point of Volvo Ocean Race, a yacht race around the world. The latest race sailed in October 2011. Famous citizens. International relations. Twin towns are Euro-sister cities. Alicante is twinned with. In 2009 a bid was made to twin Newcastle, United Kingdom with Alicante. References. External links. Official website of Alicante. Official website of the Diputació Cubden Provincial de Alicante.